19, 20, and 21, we're using Kramer's rule to solve a 2x2 system of equations. Excuse me. So we solve systems of equations by graphing, we've solved them by substitution, we solved them by the elimination method, and now we're going to solve them by Kramer's rule. So Kramer's rule uses 2x2 determinants in order to find the value of x and y. The first determinant they just call D. Those values are going to go in the bottom of your fractions on your answers. So determinant D, you're just using the coefficients of your x's and your y's. So 7, -6, 7, 4. So 7, -6, 7, 4. We are then going to solve those just like on the previous one, subtracting our cross products. So 7 times 4 minus -6 times 7. 7 times 4 is 28, minus -6 times 7 is -42. So I'm going to take 28 plus 42. Gives me 70. So 70 is going to be the denominator of our fractions that we're going to get if we would solve our system of equations. So that I don't forget, I'm going to just put this fraction bar and the 70 underneath so that I remember that's going to be part of my answer for x and y. Now, for the determinant for x, what we're going to do is replace the x column with our answers over here, our constant terms, the 8 and the 7. So the 8 and the 7 go in for your x column. Your y column should stay the same. So that's going to be the 7 and the 4. So this goes here, that stays where it was. Now again, I'm going to subtract my cross products. So 8 times 4 minus 7 times 7. 32 minus 49 would be -17. So -17 goes up there. I can't simplify my fraction, so x is -17/70ths. Over here, this time I'm doing the y determinant. For the y determinant, I'm putting those things here on the end in for my y column. So I'm putting the 8 and the 7 in my second column. The x's should stay as they originally were, so 7 and -6. And so I'm going to do 7 times 7 minus -6 times 8. 49 minus -48, which means I got to do 49 plus 48, 797. So, again, I don't think I can simplify that. Y is going to equal 97/70ths. Double checking my answer. Again, with all my systems of equations, I can plug my answers in and check. I'm going to use the top equation. So I'm going to take 7 times -17/70ths plus 7 times 97/70ths and see if I really get an answer of 8. These ones happen to be nice because I can reduce. 7 goes into 70 10 times. Same thing here, 70 goes into 70 10 times. -17 plus 97 would give me 80 over 10, and 80 over 10 is 8. I was supposed to get 8? Yep. Those answers check out. Now, of course, you could use your fraction calculator and double check your answers using your calculator, but since those ones turned out nice, I didn't really need my calculator. Let's look at the next one. If it lets me move the board. There we go. Number 20. Again, we're going to use our Kramer's rule to find the solution of our system of equations. First determinant, determinant D, we're using the coefficients of the x's, the coefficients of the y's. So 5 and 5 go in my x column, 3 and -2 go in my y column. Doing my cross product. 5 times -2 minus 5 times 3. So this would be -10 minus 15, which is -25. So again, that is going to be the denominator of your fractions on your answers. So I'm going to have negative 25 down here, negative 25 down there, and I do that right away just so I don't forget to do it. So doing my x value, my determinant for x, replacing my x's with the negative 3 and the 1. So negative 3, 1 go in my first column. My y should be the same, so 3, negative 2. So my cross product, negative 3 times negative 2 minus 1 times 3. This is going to give me 6 minus 3, which is 3. Can't simplify that, so x is just negative 3 25ths. Doing my y's. On my y1, I take my n numbers, the negative 3 and the 1, put them in the y column. So the negative 3 and the 1 are over here. The x's stay as they originally were, so a 5 and a 5. So my cross products, 5 times 1 minus 5 times negative 3. So 5 minus negative 15 would give me 5 plus 15, which is 20. I have 20 over negative 25, which I can simplify because I can divide by 5, so negative 4/5. So y is going to end up being negative 4/5. And again, if you wanted to check your answers, you could plug them in. I'm not going to take the time to do that, but if you have your calculator, just punch them in quick. 5 times negative 3/25 plus 3 times negative 4/5. See if you get an answer of negative 3. Hopefully you do. Number 21, we're using Kramer's rule to find the solutions to the following systems of equations. So keep in mind that x means I have 1x, and so 1x plus 4y equals negative 9, and 1x minus 2y equals negative 6. My determinant for D, in my x column I have a 1 and a 1. In my y column, I have a 4 and a negative 2. So subtracting my cross products, 1 times negative 2 minus 1 times 4. Negative 2 minus 4 gives me negative 6, so negative 6 is the value for D. So on the bottom of these fractions, we're going to have a negative 6. For my x value, I'm going to replace the x column with these n numbers. So negative 9 and negative 6 go in my x column. The y coefficients go in my second column. So 4 and negative 2. So negative 9 times negative 2 minus negative 6 times 4. 18 minus negative 24 would be 18 plus 24. 42 if I did that correctly. And if I have 42 over negative 6, I can simplify that into negative 7. So I get a nice whole number answer there. X is negative 7. Finding y. I'm going to replace the y column with the negative 9 and negative 6. My x's should be as they originally were, 1 and 1. So 1 times negative 6 minus 1 times negative 9. Negative 6 minus a negative 9 would be negative 6 plus 9, which is 3. 3 over negative 6 is negative 1/2. So y is negative 1/2. Just for fun, we'll check this one. So I'm going to check it in my top equation. X is negative 7. Plus 4 times y is negative 1/2. So negative 7 plus, here 2 goes in there 2 times a negative 2. Negative 7 plus negative 2, sure enough, is negative 9. My answers check out. And so negative 7 and negative 1/2 are my solutions.